Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Thursday to you. Day number 18 for Everyday Faith. And today we have a scripture from Matthew chapter 11, which says this. The Son of Man, on the other hand, this is Jesus speaking about himself. The Son of Man, on the other hand, feasts and drinks and says, and then you say, he's a glutton, a drunkard, and a friend of tax collectors and other sinners. But wisdom is shown to be right by its results. And then the devotion says this. Did you know that Jesus was even criticized for the way he spent his downtime? His detractors weren't just bothered by his teachings or his following, they were even bothered by the way he celebrated and had fun. Jesus was, quote, notorious for feasting, drinking, and celebrating with sinners, and some people didn't like it. Truth be told, these people still exist today in life. Or in life, you'll find that there are certain people who don't like that you are happy or doing things that bring you joy. They'll criticize you for being too happy or not taking things seriously, and they'll attempt to frustrate any plans you have for fun or joy. So when you encounter these people in life, remind yourself of what Jesus said. Your wisdom is shown to be right by its results. I love this devotional because I think it speaks to an aspect of life that we don't really consider. And if you will allow me, I think I'll try to go a little bit deeper maybe than normal on these kind of devotions. But when you look at what Jesus said, he was talking about how people were accusing him. You say, well, the Son of Man, he was talking about a contrast with John the Baptist or John the Baptizer. And they accused John of being weird and bizarre because he, lived out in the wilderness and because he kept to himself and he didn't associate or socialize with, people like normal people would expect. And so Jesus says, you criticize him for how he lived his life. I, on the other hand, I spend time at feast. I have drinks with my friends. And you call me a glutton. You tell me I'm, a drunkard. You say that I'm a friend of tax collectors and sinners. And so Jesus saying, it doesn't matter what happens, that you're always going to look for something to criticize. So if I isolate myself, then it's because I'm weird. If I socialize with people, it's because I'm a drunkard and a sinner. And I think one of the things that I've realized as a Christian, particularly a Christian pastor, and maybe in a little bit more of a spotlight in that respect, is that there's always going to be certain people who think you should or shouldn't do certain things. They're going to criticize what kind of recreational activities you're a part of. They're going to criticize who you associate yourself with. I have friends that are non-Christians, and I'll spend time with them, and I'll hang out with them in environments sometimes that maybe feel like they're contrary to what I would, do for myself. But I realize I'm building a relationship and a friendship, with this person, and so I don't put myself in anything that's morally or ethically compromising. And we will talk about later this month about how, we want to make sure we're managing our decisions and our choices with integrity. That God's desire for us to have fun is not a free bill to sin and do things wrong. But that's why Jesus said, wisdom is shown right by its results. And I think, as a follower of Jesus, I think one of the things that we need to be mature in and grow into is the realization that we're able to enjoy and do things that God has made permissible. But there's going to be a level of resistance and opposition, sometimes from people that are close to you, like family, sometimes from friends, sometimes from other people in your church. And it's not that you should ignore that. Don't hear me say that. It's that you ought to take those things and then say, okay, God, help me to see wisdom. Show me my wisdom, or show me your wisdom, I should say, by the results of these choices. And let God validate your actions. Let God authorize your decisions, versus falling prey to what other people say you should or shouldn't do. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts in the comments or whatever. Do you agree, disagree? How does this relate to kind of your experience in life, and any input or thoughts that you have? I think that'd be a great conversation to have today in the mobile app. So let us know.